Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. This one comes from MikkDC, and I knew that a request of this kind was going to be coming along fairly soon. And yeah, I was right. So the train that we are going to be in is the old 4 VEP, the class 423. We're in a four-car train in Network Southeast livery. And the specifics, yeah, I've chosen summer with clear weather, 11 AM just for, whatever. But there's a particular reason why I chose summer and clear, because the route is the 1066 line, Hastings to Tonbridge, and we're doing the whole length of it. We are starting at Tonbridge and going to Hastings. It's going to be an all stops service because he wrote out a list of the stations that he wanted us to stop at, but I'm pretty sure at least 2 that he wrote don't appear, or at least they don't appear as options on the list here. So it could be that those stations, for whatever reason, are not on this route. Which it could be that this route is set during the 80s, so that might be why. But this is a freeware route, and I have not driven one single yard of it. I've only loaded it once to basically take the screenshot that I've used as the thumbnail, but I haven't actually driven anywhere on it yet, so I have no idea what this route is going to be like. I don't know what to expect. Is it going to be simple? Is it going to be bloody difficult? I suspect actually it is going to be a bit of a challenge, because I've read a few times that the approach to Hastings station is a bit dodgy. And I'm not talking about the game, I'm talking about in real life. So yeah, I'd be interested to see if the simulation has been able to recreate that. Well, there's one way to find out, so let's get this up and running. And here we are. Here is our 4 VEP. Lights are all sorted out. Let's get the passengers done and dusted. Yeah, okay, she did eventually get on. So a couple of people got off, one got on. I know that the number is wrong here, the head code. Tonbridge to Hastings, it should be 24. But I can't change it in this loco, so yeah, we got the wrong number. Live with it. There we go. Right, let's get underway. So we have 20 mph limit to start with. So I do not have the remotest clue what awaits us. It looks like we've got a fairly long uphill climb coming up. Yeah, just slightly overdid it. So right. So we are getting off. That must still be the part of the Chatham main line. So I'm not quite sure where that is heading, unless that's going back. No, of course it's not going back up northwards. And we are now on a 1 in 54. This is a pretty steep gradient here. It's now 1 in 53, as if it wasn't steep enough already. Oh, this is, yeah, proving to be quite a challenge for this thing. So 25 is just not giving enough power to the motors. We can't stop ourselves from losing a lot of speed. So we have to then put it into 50, which means we are gaining speed. So we are entering a 60 mph section, which will be a major help. There we go, so we're in the 60 zone. So Summerhill Tunnel. Looks like it's a reasonable length. Let's put it at 100%. We are still going uphill. 1 in 110. It's not as steep as earlier, but so first station is coming up. So High Brooms. I think we can coast through a bit as we approach that, 1.5 miles. What I'll do, like I did with the first video I did showing the North of England freeware route, after we've done this run, I'll show you the site to get this freeware route from, and the requirements. The requirements, I think, are extremely reasonable. It's not asking a hell of a lot from yeah, it's not asking a hell of a lot from you. You don't need a huge amount of DLC to be able to run this. So we'll just continue coasting to High Broom Station. We certainly are not going to need the brake. The 1 in 101 gradient that we are on is slowing us down more than enough. In fact, I may have to actually put some speed on, because yeah, we're slowing down to an absolute crawl. There's still a reasonable distance to go. Sure what any of that is. I'm sure someone out there can tell us. I mean, I'm not familiar with a town or whatever in Kent called High Brooms, so I mean, obviously it can't be that far from Tonbridge. And I didn't think there was a big sort of, like, you know, distance between Tonbridge and Tunbridge Wells, so yeah, who knows. So here we are then at Highbrooms Station. Look at that. This is a free route. All this work they put into it, and it's freeware. Alright, let's get back underway. So I have no idea what the next station is. Of course, with the routes that I have for, like, you know, the southeast, it is possible to do a you know, London to Hastings route. You're not just limited to, you know, you're doing Tonbridge to Hastings, or the other way around, of course. So we're on a 1 in 103. It is certainly affecting our acceleration. So there's certainly no shortage of gradients on this route. Alright, so .25 mph limit as we approach the next station, which is Tonbridge Wells. Coast for a bit here. Now I have a feeling that this tunnel will keep going until we are actually at Tunbridge Wells Station. So I don't know that for sure, it's just a feeling I have. This is showing here Grove Hill Tunnel South exit, but that would suggest that Tunbridge Wells is inside the tunnel, which I highly doubt is going to be the case. Again, I've got to put some speed up, we're slowing down too much. So fine as far as our speed on the entrance here. So yeah, Tunbridge Wells Station is sandwiched between two tunnels. So here we are then at Tunbridge Wells. The level of detail in this is absolutely blowing me away. Okay, so yeah, right, these are all appearing from out of nowhere, but you know, you're not really meant to be paying a lot of attention to the traffic. There we go. Onwards then, so this tunnel is fairly short, and we have a 60 mph limit as we reach the end. have more tunnels coming up as well. I mean, I know there are quite a few hills around this part of Kent. You know, we're very much in the South Downs again, but I had no idea that it was so many, or so many tunnels anyway. Well, of course, yeah, the tunnels and the all the gradients were on as well. So after the next tunnel, which we are approaching here, we're into a 90 mph zone. I have a feeling this train can do that. Does of course also depend on how long that 90 mph zone actually goes on for. Not very long is the answer before we have to stop at Frent station. We are into the 90 zone now. We are also going down hill, 1 in 100. I'm rather surprised that we are not gaining speed, even though I've got us coasting this section. And unfortunately the 90 doesn't last long when we leave Frant. 50 mph limit coming up in just over a mile and a half. It doesn't exactly look like a particularly major station, this one. So here we are at Frant station. There you go. So we'll take advantage of this 90 mph zone while we can, but yeah, we know that it's going down to 50 fairly soon. So this 1 in 100 gradient is going to mean we're not going to lose speed at quite the rate I'd like, but yeah, we're still fine. There we go. We are gaining speed at a very slow rate though, so we're alright, but we will continue coasting. So the speed limit does go up to 60 just as we reach Wadhurst station. You can certainly see why the speed limit is yeah, went down. Quite a sharp old curve this, and we're going uphill as well. Yes, even in knots 2 we are not gaining any speed at all. We have to put it in knots 3. Trying to reduce the rate at which we are slowing, because yeah, we're slowing down a bit too quickly, but it is really difficult to do so, and we're now on a 1 in 80. Nevertheless, I have now left it late enough that yeah, I think we could brake a little bit. Very staggered platforms at this station. Yeah, the platform for the on the other side had finished just as this one started. So here we are at Wadhurst station. Quite short stop. We're actually on level ground. It makes a bit of a welcome change. So yet another tunnel. Speed has actually gone down to 60. It wasn't marked on the HUD, but at least I had the chance to spot it. So we are now going downhill, 1 in 128. We are not gaining speed though. In fact, that 60 mph thing I think was marked on the HUD. I just forgot all about it. It was as soon as we left Wadhurst Station, wasn't it? Yeah, so I've got to put it into at least 75% in order to start gaining speed again, yeah. So 90 mph zone starts in a quarter of a mile. It's just after this signal. Alright, just after the bridge then. There we go, we're into the 90 zone. Let's get some speed up. Stonegate is the next station, just over a mile, so we're going to have to start coasting again. Yeah, we are gaining speed once I release the brakes, so slowing us down a bit more than I would like. I mean, admittedly we're not gaining speed at a particularly fast rate. Another staggered platform here. Okay, so here we are then at Stonegate platform, Stonegate station even. Well, we are at Stonegate platform, so yeah, it's quite a short stop there. Already on a 90 mph section, so let's see if we can get up to that 90. So I think the fastest we've done somewhere so far is between 81 and 82. Etchingham station coming up, so we are going to have to start coasting fairly soon. We have made it up to 82. Let's see if we can get it up to 85, 83. I don't think we will. We're going to get to 84, but yeah, I've got to start coasting. Again, slight staggering of the platforms, but nothing like the extent of the previous stations. So here we are at Etchingham. There we go. So Hastings is now 15 miles away. I can only assume we must be in East Sussex by now. Bridge at the station that is in 1.5 miles. So once we leave this station, we're down to 70 mph max. We certainly have no problems reaching 70 mph in this thing. So here we are at Robertsbridge station. Okay, let's catch our departure from this angle. Was hoping we would get the trackside one. I have no control as to, you know, when it does that. Another speed reduction coming up to 50 mph. It's only a temporary one though, while we are going through the next tunnel that comes along. Better start coasting so that we're okay speed wise at that 50 zone. We're on an uphill section again, 1 in 90. So this is really bringing our speed down pretty quickly. There we go, speed is now fine. In fact, yeah, we slowed down a bit too quickly, really. And now I don't think we are slowing down fast enough, so I've got to actually brake here. There we go. So we're into the 50 zone. Through the tunnel, it's a 1 in 100 uphill, and yeah, I'm having to put it into 75%, not 3, in order to be able to increase the speed. Now entering a 70 zone. There we go. An 80 zone coming up as well, so yeah, we certainly pick up speed, which is always a good thing. Up to 80 mph now. And again, we know that this train can do that. We've passed that on at least 2 occasions. So on a 1 in 100 uphill section here, it looks like this climb goes on for a bit. Gradient's not quite as high now though, 1 in 132. And the next station is Battle. So that means we are climbing the hill, I can't remember the name of it, but the hill where the battle actually took place. Like so many school children, it was one of the first things I learnt in history in junior school. It is a bit of a pisser actually, the whole story and the whole events of the Norman invasion. William the Conqueror, or William the Bastard as he was quite rightly known, he was just an absolute fucking psycho. I mean, Harold had effectively ended Viking occupation in England, and he knew what the Norman tactics were going to be, and told his army about it, and his army didn't listen. So when they did exactly what William told them that they would do, they of course fell for the trick, the feigned retreat, and yeah, that was that. So a quite seriously staggered pair of platforms here. So there we are, that was Battle Station. Now we've still got at least 2 stations because we've still got St Leonard's and obviously Hastings itself. Now it's less than 7 miles, so I'm guessing St Leonard's and Hastings are the only 2 left. Well, so much for that prediction. Crowhurst Station is next. another downhill gradient. I have a feeling it's going to get a bit steeper than the one in 439 that we're on at the moment. Yeah, one in 99 now. So our brakes are not going to be as effective as I would like. Yeah, we are picking up speed if I take the brakes off. So, Crowhurst Station. So less than 5 miles to Hastings. So the next station must surely be St Leonard's, or St Leonard's West, or whatever it is. West St Leonard's, I don't know. We'll find out soon enough anyway. ETA has us arriving in 10 minutes. There's one in 150 downhill gradient, and there's a 40 mph speed limit at the bottom of it, so I'm going to start coasting. We are losing speed, which is quite surprising, but I'll certainly take it. Speed is now staying pretty much at a constant. It's now 1 in 100 downhill, and we are actually gaining speed. I don't think I need to be braking quite that hard. So yeah, West St Leonard's is the next station. Looks like a fairly small station. I thought West St Leonard's was quite a popular sort of like sort of touristy sort of town. Still on a 1 in 100 downhill section, so I'll brake to about, yes, 37 I think we'll do it. Yeah, we started picking up speed almost the moment I released the brakes. I'm hoping that the ground will level out. Yeah, we're into the 40 zone now. do need to start braking anyway, because we have a 25 mph limit on the entrance to West St Leonard's station. While it does increase when we leave it only increases to 30, but then Hastings is not even going to be 2 miles away when we leave this station, so... So this would explain why West St Leonard's is a relatively small station then. I mean, it certainly doesn't look it here. So the entire station is on a curve. So yep, here we are then at West St Leonard's. Okay. We'll leave it at 75% throttle because we can't get our speed up too much. We are now in the 30 mph zone anyway. So St Leonard's Warrior Square looks like it is the main station for St Leonard's anyway. Probably go down something more impressive than the Warrior Square in Southend. For one thing, look, yeah, the Warrior Square in Southend is where all the pissheads hang out. So, yep, here we are then at St Leonard's at Warrior Square. Hastings Station, we've already seen on the route display, is next. It is only 3/4 of a mile away. So here we go then for the the final part of the run. I'm certainly going to have to brake in a second because fast approaching at 20 mph zone. I think I released the brakes slightly too early, so yeah, a little more braking there. So we have a single yellow aspect, which is fine because we are not going any further. So here we are at Hastings station. And there we go. So what can I say? I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I absolutely mean this. That's the best route I've got. That is unbelievable. The attention to detail, I don't know about accuracy, obviously I'm not familiar with the area, but the scenery is fantastic all along the route. Absolutely, like, you know, just so well done. They've really not sort of like, you know, held back with it. So it looks great from start to finish. Only one speeding error. I'll certainly take that. So yeah, it looks great. It's a great drive. I mean, the Class 423 was a great loco for this route, but I have a feeling any of these sort of, you know, 400 series emus or even the 205, which I believe used to do this route anyway, yeah, they would all be great for it. But yeah, it's fantastic. And it does make an absolute mockery of some of the paid for DLC. Not just Dovetail Games ones, but other third party ones, you know, fucking Alan Thompson and company. This has, you know, the level of detail you've just seen, and it's free. It's that has set a really, really high bar for the rest of the DLC that I got and have not yet tried. So yeah, that was a fantastic run, a great route for it. Yeah, great route in the game, and yeah, the Class 423 was a fine choice of train for it as well. So that is that one done, but now we'll take a look at the website, and yeah, you can see where to go to download this if you have all of the requirements, and if you don't, you've just seen a pretty compelling reason to get them purely so you can download this. So yeah, let's take a look at that. So this is the site, yep, the 1066 line, Hastings to Tonbridge. So the site is backdated trainsim.weebly.com. I'm sure if you just Google backdated train sim, yeah, you'll find it. So and the requirements are not that extensive actually. You need the Chatham Main Line London to Gillingham, that's available on Steam. You need the Kent High Speed Line, the London to Faversham High Speed, again that's on Steam. The North Somerset add-on, that's one of the ones that I bought at the sale that started yesterday. The only reason I bought it was so I could get this, but it's actually a great addition, so that's fine. So that's on Steam. Even at full price, that North Somerset add-on is only a tenner, so it's really not bad. The Dovetail Games AP Station Pack, which is included in a number of the root DLCs on Steam. So if you have any of these, you don't have to have all of them, just one of Doncaster Works, the Falmouth Branch Line, Portsmouth Direct Line, North East Corridor, Horseshoe Curve, the Woodhead Line, Trains vs Zombies 2, Western Lines of Scotland, West Coast Main Line over Shap and Peter Maritzburg. Then yeah, you've got that AP station pack that you need. The one and only loco that it says you need is the class 421, the 4 sig. You need that loco pack, presumably for the scenarios. I'm assuming there are scenarios in this. Oh well. And then yes, the DTG MP02 Town Scenery Pack from Steam. I actually had to buy that. I don't. Well, yeah, I honestly don't know if I already had it or not. But at full price, it's $2.99. It's not going to kill you. And then you need DPS Glass Platform Shelter Pack and DPS Route Building Pack 1. Both of which are freeware, and the link to get them, to download them, is included there. That's everything. So if you have all of those, then you can download this this route, and I cannot recommend highly enough that you do. So it is the best route I've got. And I'm not just saying that. It is absolutely fantastic. Great scenery everywhere. It's a great drive. It's just the only thing that it was missing, and I think this is more of a limitation of the fact I was doing it in quick drive rather than like a workshop scenario or something, is the fact that there were no other trains. We didn't see any other trains running. Now I know that if you are doing like workshop scenarios, there will be trains aplenty. There are videos on YouTube that show that. So yeah, it does happen, and there is no mention of needing any fucking Armstrong Powerhouse or ATS loco enhancements or anything, so you're not going to be spending a bloody fortune on on their stuff. So it does everything right. So yeah, if you've got the all of the requirements, get it now. It's that simple. So anyway, that definitely brings this video to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.